Hi grades 3 and 4s. I hope you're well and you will be very happy to know that we are going to have our read-alouds every single day, so you'll get to hear your very favorite story about fudge. So I'm going to start off where we left off and let's see what happens because we're more than halfway done. So here we go. I want to be a ghost for costume day, Fudge said. A scary, scary ghost. I think we can arrange that, Mom said. She was feeding Tootsie purple mush from a jar. Tootsie lets half of her spoonful ooze right back out of her mouth, so that Mom has to scrape it off her face and start all over again. It takes 3 tries to finish off 1 baby spoonful. Feeding Tootsie can be an all-day project. What about you, Peter? Mom asked. What do you want to be for costume day? 6th graders don't get costume days, I said. Really? Mom said. When I was in 6th grade. That was a long time ago, I said, interrupting her. 100 years ago? Fudge asked. Not quite, Mom said. What's Tootsie going to be for costume day? Fudge asked. A baby, I told him. Ha ha, Peter, Fudge said, laughing. You're funny. Every time Fudge laughs, Tootsie laughs too. And when she laughs with her mouth full, she really makes a mess. So now she had plums all over her face, plums drooling down onto her bib, plums stuck in her hair, and plums covering her rattle, which was banged on her tray as she laughed. Turtle hangs around when Mom is feeding Tootsie. He's developed a taste for baby food. Mom says it isn't good for him. He needs to chew up hard food to exercise his teeth and jaws. And once a week, I give him a special tablet to help him breathe. Lately, he has the worst dog breath. I'm glad Sheila Tubman isn't around to tell me how bad my dog smells, because this time she'd be right. Fudge says Turtle should rinse twice a day with Precious Breath, this new blue mouthwash that's advertised on TV. Fudge is very big on commercials. He's memorized all of them. And when we go to the supermarket, he drives us up the wall, reciting his silly jingle about why we should buy this product instead of that one. My father spends his mornings at the university library and works at home in the afternoons. How's the book coming? I asked him one day when I got home from school. Slowly, Peter, he said, very slowly. I'm still gathering information. I hope to finish my research by Christmas and start the actual writing after the holidays. Fudge stood in the doorway nibbling a piece of cheese. Dr. Seuss can write a book in an hour, he said. How do you know that? I asked. I don't, but I'll bet you he can, Fudge said. 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish. Do you like green eggs and ham? I do. I like them. Sam, I am. Okay, that's enough, I said. Boys, I'm trying to work now, Dad said. Do you think you could move to another room? Later, we were watching the 6 o'clock news when Fudge's favorite commercial came on the air. Oh, look, he said. It's my dancing cats. And he put down his Lego toys and watched. Everybody knows that cats can't really dance. I told him, it's just a lot of fancy camera work. Don't say that, Peter, he said. Then he turned to Dad. They have cat food commercial. They have cat food commercials and dog food commercials and people food commercials. So how come they don't have bird food commercials? That's a good question, Fudge, Dad said without really answering it. Birds of the world unite. I began, trying to think up a clever commercial for bird food. What's unite? Fudge asked. Never mind. You sound like Uncle Feather when you say things twice, Fudge said. It's contagious, I told him. What's contagious? Forget it, I said. We should feed Uncle Feather cocoa. Fudge said, if you give it to the one you love first thing in the morning, you don't have to worry the rest of the day. It has 45 vitamins. No, I said. That's not it. It's fortified with vitamins. That's what I said. 45 vitamins. Not 45, I told him. Fortified. And I spelled it for him. Fortified. It means that vitamins have been added. It does? Fudge asked. Yes, I said. And anyway, you shouldn't believe everything you see on TV, right, Dad? That's right, Dad said. You lie when you make up commercials, Fudge said. No, but we sometimes exaggerate, Dad said. What's exaggerate? Fudge asked. We embellish to make our point, Dad said. What's embellish? Sometimes Dad has to stretch the truth, I explained. Thank you, Peter, Dad said. That's a very good way of putting it. How do you know so much, Peter? Partly because I'm in 6th grade and partly because I'm naturally smart, I answered. Then how come you got a 58 on your geography test? Fudge asked. Because Mr. Bogner tricked us with matching questions. What's matching questions? It's what teachers do to you to prove you aren't as smart as you think, I said. You'll find out someday. But I am as smart as I think, Fudge said. So there. I wasn't about to get into an argument over that one. On Friday afternoon, Alex and I were downtown. We stopped off at the movie theater to have a look at the display of Superman photos. I'd already seen Superman in New York, but Alex had missed it. So we decided that when it comes to town, we'll try to go and see it together. Next to the movie theater was an art gallery. There was something familiar about one of the paintings in the window. It was all white with 2 black circles in the middle and a red square in the upper left-hand corner. I know that painting, I said to Alex. It doesn't look like much to know. Alex said, I snapped my fingers. That's a Frank Fargo painting. Alex shrugged. Who's Frank Fargo? My friend's father. I was over when he was working on it. I said, let's go in. The only other person in the gallery was a very tall, skinny woman with a neck like a giraffe's and more curly hair than I'd ever seen. She was really good looking. I liked the way she walked with her head high and her back straight. Hello, what can I do for you? She asked us. We were wondering about that painting in the window, I said. The white one with the circles. It's called Anita's Anger, she said, and it's by Frank Fargo. I told you, I said to Alex, who didn't seem that interested. I know him, I said to the lady. He's my friend's father. Really? She asked. Yes. How much does it cost? Alex asked. $2,500, she told him. What? Alex said. For what? Yes, he's becoming quite famous. But it's nothing, Alex argued. I'll bet I could paint the same thing in an hour. Just like Dr. Seuss can write a book in an hour, I muttered. What's that got to do with it? Alex asked. Nothing, forget it. It may look simple, she said, but I assure you it takes a lot of talent to paint that way. That night I asked my parents if they knew that Frank Fargo was becoming famous. Yes, Dad said. Didn't you? No, nobody ever told me. Nobody ever tells me anything. Mom and I are considering one of his paintings. It's in a gallery downtown. That white thing with the black circle and the red square, I asked. That's the one, Dad said. Do you like it? I don't know, I said. It sure does cost a lot. That's the problem, Dad said. But now that I am going back to work, Mom began, looking up from her needlepoint. You're going where? I asked. Back to work, she told me. I've been offered a part-time job by Dr. Monroe, a dentist in town. I thought you were sick of teeth, I said. I thought you wanted to study art history. Art history will have to wait, Mom said. For now, I've decided to be more practical. I looked at Dad. It's because of the book, I thought. That book. You wouldn't have to be practical if Dad was president of the advertising agency, would you? Peter, Mom sounded upset. That's not a very thoughtful thing to say. I didn't care if she felt upset because I did too. I felt upset. It's all right, Anne, Dad said. I think I know what Peter's upset about. He'd like me to be the president of the agency, right, Peter? Well, sure. Who wouldn't want his father to be president? But I don't want to be president of the agency, Dad said, and you've got to try to understand that. I do want to write my book, though. And sometimes you've got to do what's really important to you, even if it's not practical. And I never said I was sick of teeth, Mom told me. I said I wanted to think about a change in careers. So I'm thinking it will be nice to have a job again. And if Daddy weren't at home writing his book, I wouldn't be able to leave Tootsie. So it's all working out, you see? No, I said, everything is different. What do you mean? Dad asked. I don't know, just everything. Mom's going back to work, you're writing a book, us living here, Tootsie being born, Fudge going to kindergarten, me in 6th grade, everything is different. And you don't like that? Mom asked. Is that what you're trying to say? I don't know if I do or if I don't. Changes take some getting used to, Dad said, but in the long run, they're healthy. I didn't feel like listening anymore, so I said, Can I call Jimmy tonight? Sure, Dad said, go ahead. Jimmy answered the phone. Hey, how's it going? He asked. I could tell that he was eating something. I don't know, I told him, everything's different. I can't get used to it. Well, everything's the same around here, except that you're gone. He must have swallowed because his voice cleared. He told me about school and about our friends and about the way Sheila Tubman is telling the whole world how much she misses me. And then he said, Peter, I have a confession to make. What's that? I've been using your rock. Not just sitting on it, but using it. You know what I mean? It's okay, I said. Don't worry about it. No kidding? No. You're a great friend. You know that? A really great friend. I have a confession to make too. I said, I've been using my crystal, the one you gave me. Not just looking at it, but using it to get sleep at night. Oh, he said, so I guess we are even. I said, I guess so. But he didn't sound as if I were the world's greatest friend anymore. I saw a painting by your father today, I told him, ready to change the subject. The white one with the black circle and the red square. Oh, that one, he said. My father painted that one right before my mother left for Vermont. One night, they had this huge argument and she threw red paint on the canvas. That's how the red square got there. That's why it's called Anita's anger. I didn't know what to say because Jimmy never talks about his parents. So I changed the subject again. Do you know how much it costs? $2,500. Can you believe that? Anyone would pay that much for it? Shows how much you know about art, Peter. It sounded as if he had something in his mouth again. Pretzels, I thought. My father's last 3 paintings were sold for over $2,000 apiece. So before you go around saying that it shouldn't cost that much, maybe you should ask him how much time he puts into it. Great, just what I needed. My best friend hanging up on me. He'll probably call me back in 10 minutes, I thought, but he didn't. Okay, that's where we're going to stop. And we'll read some more next time. And I will see you next time. I hope you enjoyed this read aloud. Bye.